Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the 4K Lowdown coming to you live with episode 2. Me and my buddy John are here to talk about action movies. John, what's going on, buddy?
It's been an exciting weekend for me so far. So I'm brothers here. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's I mean,
Got a
you
Doji on. Doji, thank you for joining us.
what's up? What's a kalakarakin? Kiakin. uh,
Release
well,
the Klacken!
grease the kiakin. But no, good week. Busy week, of course, with work. But I
Yep,
man, no complaints, man. I had a 3 day weekend. I'm good. I'm energized. I'm ready to go.
sweet.
Excited to finish this top 10 list of action movies.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're gonna see if we can get through it. I mean, we only did 3 last week, but you know, I'm not all bent out of shape about that. I was at first, but I don't think that's a huge. I don't think it's a huge deal, and I think we can motor through a little bit better today.
Yeah,
And
if we could
all
catch
right,
ourselves from rambling, we'd be okay.
I know, right? And we're so used to squirrel moments from our other show that with us on a time limit, kind of with
Yeah.
this show, we gotta just watch the squirrel. We gotta watch the squirrel moments. Um,
Behind the
Yeah, I have that same problem where you're like, I can only get this many movies, and you got to leave some behind. And I had that same problem. There's a boutique label called Kino Lorber, and I've been kind of hung up on these guys because they do a lot of '80s movies. They remake a lot of '80s films, and that's my jam. So they had a big sale that ended yesterday
oh
and were just I mean just about everything was half price. You could get Blu-rays for under $10. You could
oh
get and brand new stuff, and you get 4Ks for under 15, like really good prices. And I was like, I can't get all the movies because it just because there was like so many. I'm like filling up my cart, and then I go to check out, and I'm like, ooh, shit. I have to. Okay, I'm gonna have to take that off and then take that. I can't. Oh, okay, take that up. No, I'm gonna put that one back on. Take that one off. Yeah. So I ended up, I ended up getting 10 movies from them. Um,
I do want to
and
point out something.
yeah,
I did do my homework for the one movie I hadn't watched in our top 10 list. I did watch The Raid Redemption that night,
yeah.
and I might have scored it low.
I was kind of surprised at our score. I was like, I felt like the movie was better, but because of the different aspects, because it was a foreign film, it makes the story really hard to judge, and it makes the acting really hard to judge. But I mean, like I said, the action, the pace of the film.
I I I think I would have given it higher cast wise. I think I would have gave that a higher score.
Okay. Well, I mean, were there more people that you recognized in the
Oh
movie?
yeah, there's a
Okay.
ton of people in there. I was like, oh my god, he's in this. Oh my god, he's
Yeah.
in
Well,
this.
like that crazy little Filipino dude. I know that dude. I've
Yeah,
seen him in a few movies, and he's just outrageous. And
and
I,
he reminds me of the guy because the crazy Filipino dude you're talking about the dude, the badass dude that fights the two fucking cops at the same time, the two brothers at the same time,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah. That
he,
fight scene,
yeah,
that fight scene was just epic.
yeah. But he reminds me of the dude, the crazy dude from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he looks very similar to him.
yeah.
But I've seen him in tons of stuff. And there's a lot of people in that movie that I've seen. I probably would end up giving that casting an 8. And I
Okay,
probably would have took up the storyline up to an 8 at least.
okay. Let's alter the scores. I mean, nothing's set in stone.
Yeah, because I would
You
have taken.
you got a chance to see it, so now you can
Yeah,
score it because I gave it a 6, you gave it an 8, so let's
I'll go
compromise and make that a 7.
at a 7.
Yep,
I think the storyline I'd bump it up a point to
and
an 8.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, and then
So, and I don't know why I gave the pace a 9. I could have sworn I gave the pace a 10, but I wrote down a 9.
yeah, I wrote down a 9 too, and it could be just from the fact that I hadn't watched it yet, but yeah, I would take that up to that extra point of 10 on pace.
Yeah, because that thing is lightning fast. That movie is just
Yeah, it's a go go
I'm
go,
just I don't want to say balls out action, but it is balls out action.
and I loved the part where the two brothers, and I love the ending where the brother decides that no, I'm still going to be a criminal, and the other one's like, oh, I'm still going to be a cop. Dad can go fuck himself.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like and he's like the last line is like I'm doing this the same reason why you're doing that, and it's because the uniform fits.
yeah, the raid
S-
redemption is
The
what we're
Raid
talking
Redemption
about.
is what we're talking about. This is
Yeah,
one of the
I under,
movies we actually scored last week.
I underscored that. I think.
Yeah, well, and it's not your fault. You didn't see the movie,
No,
so
and I have
okay.
now. It was on HBO Max.
Yeah, it was. I watched it on HBO last night, in
Yeah,
fact, and I was like, dude, it's on right now. I was
yeah,
gonna text you. I'm like, John, you better watch this fucking movie because it's on right now.
yeah. It was. It was a good movie. Yeah, I
Okay. Would you change anything else?
um no, I think special effects are spot on. You can't go higher than 10 on the stunts.
No.
Um
Now, of course, I scored it based on the humor of it, and I didn't get a lot of humor out of it. So, so
I
that's
think
that's it at
if I was
5.
to
But
throw my category of realism there in
mm,
there,
yeah,
it'd probably score higher
yeah,
than the humor does.
yeah. If I'd give the realism like a 7 or an 8 if I
But
was gonna base it on your scores.
I
Your
think that humor is kind of is what kind of brings this movie down in the scoring.
Yeah. Do you have a calculator or something? Are you adding it now?
Yeah. And that would have took it up to an 84.
84.
That's
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's go with an
let's
84.
let's fix that 84, 8.2, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it an
Yeah,
84. I like
we're
that.
going 84. Yeah, I'm good with going to 100
Yeah, I like
because
it. It
I
gives you
I like it. It's an 84. You can dance to it.
Yep. I like it. I
It's like
can't complain
we're
about that.
it's the American Bandstand of movie reviews is what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Um,
HBO Max is freaking awesome. Like I said, the new I was talking to Dave, the new Batman is already on there.
yeah,
Um and unfortunately I fell asleep during it because I was like at that limit.
I was gonna
But
say it's 3 hours long. You got to come in early.
no, I didn't go to bed when I came home Monday morning
Hmm,
because I was smoking a brisket, and I passed out on the couch while smoking the brisket watching that movie. So I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I might end up watching it tonight. So,
okay.
um,
All right.
God,
So
16 hours on a smoker. That brisket was yummy.
right. Okay. So to recap what we did last week. So we did Flashpoint, and we
Yep.
gave Flashpoint an 82.
Yep.
Um,
The
we
Raid
just
Redemption.
redid Raid Redemption, and we give it an 84. And we scored the first John Wick movie an 89.
Yes.
And I think those are spot on now. I'm not and when we scored Raid Redemption last week, I was like, that's a little low. I wasn't really happy with our scoring on that. I thought I was being a little harsh myself on the movie. I know I like that better than that. Um, but no, I'm glad you got a chance to watch it, and that was kind of one of the things I want to do. I wanted to talk about what we watched last week because I
Uh,
wanted to see if you did your homework and
I
you
did
watched
all-
Raid Redemption. So did you get to see anything else? You said you saw Batman, but you fell asleep.
what was the other movie I watched? I watched. I just watched it like 2 nights ago. Um, and it was a rewatch because I hadn't seen it in forever. Um,
Yeah, I agree with that, Adoji. It was long, but I made it through Avengers Endgame, so I was
Yeah.
willing to suffer through Batman.
Oh, what the hell was it? I was on Amazon Prime and I watched it. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of the movie, and I can't remember the name what it was about. It
Yeah,
it was a
it was
rewatch though.
it
It
was a
wasn't a new
rewatch.
movie. Yeah, it wasn't a new movie. It was just a movie from like 2018, I think.
Hmm.
2018, 2019. So it happens when you watch movies before you go to bed.
Yeah, no, it was funny. I had a there's an independent filmmaker on Facebook that's friends with the Lowdown Facebook page, and which brings me to I want to put that up there. Um, since I wrote it. um, but anyway, and he asked me to review one of their films that they just made. And I was like, sure, I'd be happy to take a look at it. It was on Amazon Prime for free. And the movie was called The Evil Down the Street.
Ooh,
Um, so I was like, sure. I went and checked it out. And he turned around and he said, "Hey, could you go on IMDb and give it a 7, 8, or 9 on the score?" And I said, "No, I can't do that. I'll give it a score based on my honest review of the
yeah,
movie. I'm not just gonna blanket you a 7. I know it supports indie filmmakers and I appreciate that, but
yeah,
I'm only gonna give an honest review."
yeah.
Um, and for an independent film with not a lot of budget, it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It didn't get a 7 by any means, but I gave it a 5.4 or a 54.
Okay.
But it wasn't too bad. It was one of those, haunted house movies, kind of a possession movie. But the thing about a possession movie is the exorcism the exorcism's got to be good, and the exorcism scene was awful. So
Uh,
that kind of shot the movie for me. But anyway, all in
okay.
all, not too bad. But anyway, what I saw this past week, I saw Halloween Kills,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
which I really liked it, and then I tag team that with the new Scream movie.
Okay,
So
okay.
I did double feature with both of those, and I liked Halloween Kills better than I like Scream. I watched the new Spider-Man,
Good movie. I really
which
enjoyed that.
really good, and it was good in 4K. I watched a Donnie Yen movie called Raging Fire.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Good?
Yeah, yeah, it
I
was
haven't
good.
seen that one yet.
Yeah,
It's on my to-do list for
solid,
Donnie Yen movies.
solid, good movie. Um, and then I did a couple of rewatches because I bought the original RoboCop in 4K, and I
I bought
watched that. Yeah,
that.
and that was really good.
I haven't watched either one of those, but Troll Hunter actually sounds familiar. Of
I I own both of those, and Troll Hunter is amazing.
Is Troll Hunter the one like medieval time dude? Is it a
No,
medieval time? Okay,
no,
okay.
it's
Not-
modern. It's a
I think
modern day dude that hunts trolls,
I
and
think
it's a
it's Headhunter.
Norwegian film, and the special effects on it are just awesome.
So he doesn't collect the heads, right?
No,
Okay, that is Headhunter then.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Super.
then Devil's Pass is good too. I like Devil's Pass, um, but Troll Hunter I remember, and I really like that.
So
Um,
I just remembered the two movies. I actually had to look them up on my watch list. So the two movies I watched this week, besides like Batman, was The Informer with the dude from army dude from uh, the evil bad guys doing good. DC
the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. That the Captain General dude.
Oh,
Uh,
McKinnon, I think his last name is.
yeah, McKinnon. And then I watched Night Hunter with the dude that plays Batman and Kingsley.
Okay.
Uh, Man, good movies.
Yeah, good movies. So yeah, so I rewatched RoboCop, and in 4K, really nice. You
Oh,
get that good grainy from the old VHS days, and then
yeah.
you get Dolby Atmos sound, so you get surround sound with the gunfire and stuff. Really good. Um, and then I rewatched Ford v Ferrari in 4K, and I love that movie. I absolutely love it.
Or I haven't
Um,
watched that yet. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know why I haven't watched that yet.
I'm not for racing movies, but I really enjoyed that movie.
So
And
Troll Hunter is a 2010 film? Is that what I'm seeing here?
that sounds right.
In fact, I'm looking at the cover and it's got this huge
Shoot,
ass
I'll go
troll.
get it. Hold on.
Oh, that's on HBO Max right now. I'll have to take a look at that. It's actually on HBO right now. I'm gonna have to. Sounds like Idoji gave me homework for tonight. Yeah, yeah, it's the one you're talking about.
Yeah. So, Troll
Yeah,
Hunter.
yeah. Duke slays trolls for the Norwegian
Yep.
government.
And
Yeah.
Devil's Pass is this one. Doji, I told you I had both of them, bro.
uh, Devil's Pass. I'll have to check. I might. I know Troll Hunter's on HBO Max right now, so I might end up watching that tonight.
Troll Hunter is so awesome.
Yeah.
Um, but and then I went to the theater on Sunday, and I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once with Michelle Yeoh.
How was that?
It was it was weird. It was weird, but it had a lot of good martial arts action in it because it's Michelle Yeoh. I mean, would
Okay.
you crazy?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because we're sitting there watching the movie, and I'm like, I recognize the voice of her husband in the movie, and but I couldn't place it right off the bat. And my wife's giving me crap, like, you don't know who that is? I know who that is, laughing at me. It was friggin' Short Round
Uh,
from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and
yeah.
from Goonies. It was
Yeah.
him as an adult, same exact voice
Mm.
with the high. It was funny. That was the greatest part of the movie for me. It was like, oh my god. Um, but
Pictures of the house.
but but it's oh man, it's crazy, like multiverse crazy. So if you want to prepare yourself for Doctor Strange's next movie, watch that. And
And what's that calling it? It's
everything
everything.
everywhere all at once is what it's called. I can even
Oh, I'm just looking at it.
I can even throw up a cover. Let's So I haven't done my scoring on it yet, but I think it's going to be in the 70s.
That looks kind of interesting.
It's crazy. It's Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. It's got a really good cast,
Oh,
and
and we already know Pinchers for Pals
that's
is in
the
it.
that's the cover that
Oh
I
wow,
have.
I'll have to check that out. That cover probably doesn't look like it tells the story of what the hell is going to happen in this movie.
It's it tells a lot of the story because it's just crazy. So it's like, it goes by like, okay, you know every decision you make kind of creates a different timeline, right?
Yeah,
And all this is a different universe. So basically, what they do is, you know, not to spoil too much of it, but she ends up like going through these universes and taking bits of the person from another universe. And in one of the universes, she's a famous action martial arts star, so that she can do kung fu as like, she owns a laundromat is what she does in the movie. But I mean, it's cool. It was fun. It's hilarious in parts. The action is great in parts. It's got some crazy sci-fi multiverse stuff. Um,
I have to.
so it's definitely worth checking out. I don't know if I'd pay full price in the theater. We saw it in a matinee, and it was worth it for the matinee price for sure.
Okay, all right, I'll have to check that.
But it was fun.
So I think on these action movies, you're up.
I am up. But before we do, let's get the new releases out of the
Let's
way.
get the new releases going.
Yep. So where's my video? There you are. Okay, so I'm gonna play that right now.
All right. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
those are the releases that are coming out. I'm
yeah.
not. Oh, I'm not that interested in Cyrano for some reason. I've never been that big on Cyrano de Bergerac's story to begin with, but um,
I have to say, I agree with that, except for Roxanne. I love the Roxanne,
Steve Martin, that might
the
be the best version.
Steve Martin, Daryl Hannah. I
Yeah,
thought that
that was
that
a great
was
version.
really good. Such a
Um,
great cast, really funny, great story.
that's like
I
West Side Story. The Romeo and Juliet story was pretty. I mean, probably was the best version of Romeo and Juliet. But
Yeah,
um, I'm really interested in seeing The Exorcist of God. That one intrigues me a lot.
yeah. That one's interesting. I'm not a Jackass fan, so I probably won't be touching Jackass forever.
I've
But
watched that one, and it's probably their most vulgar one ever. Considering that's gonna be the old school guys
and
is the last
that's
one.
saying something.
Uh,
'Cause-
yeah, like I said, it's probably the old school guys. The creators of Jackass, probably their last one. It might continue on with the newer cast that's they
mm,
introduced there, but it was good. It was good. I mean, if you like watching people doing stupid human tricks, yeah, Jackass is right up your alley.
yeah,
I watch it, of course, for the humor, but yeah, I had to watch it. I watched all the other ones. The only one I didn't watch was Bad Grandpa. I haven't watched that one yet.
and that's funny. I saw Bad Grandpa.
Well, I saw the movie Bad Grandpa with Robert De Niro, right?
That's Dirty Grandpa.
No, Dirty Grandpa. Yeah, I
But
haven't
yeah,
watched
I liked
Bad.
I liked that. But I actually liked Bad Grandpa
I haven't watched
with
that one.
with Johnny Knoxville. I
Yeah,
actually liked that one. I did. I enjoyed that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Jackass movies or the show. I never was. It's like it's like Borat. I never liked
yeah,
Borat
yeah.
or Bruno or any of those ones where they actually like make fun of real people doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not a fan. Um, and I'm not a fan of people like hitting each other in the nuts for laughs. It's not. I can't tell you how many times I've been hit in the nuts. Today by my granddaughter, but it's not funny. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't. I know other people want to see that, but I don't want to see that. I
Yeah,
was. I'm in. I'm looking in the fridge today, and she walks by and just pops me in the scrotum, and I'm like, "Ow! What are you doing?" And she just, haha, walks off. Oh, sure, you're having a blast.
see, yeah, yeah. Um, it's funny when it's not me.
It's funny when it's not. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
oh,
all
good.
fun and games until you get kicked in the scrotum.
Uh,
Okay, so but yeah, there's a couple in there. I might get Cyrano. I'm on the fence with that one.
I'll probably end up watching it because I
Yeah,
love the actors that
I
are in it.
like Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, Peter
I'm
Dinklage has been a big
yeah
fan of his, yeah, especially with him in Game of Thrones.
yeah
But and he's done so well past Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones kind of what broke him out, and then he's done some really good movies. Like I love him in Elf. I don't get me wrong, it's Elf, but oh my
yeah.
god,
Oh, he's so cute. Yeah. Oh no, yeah,
it's
I
sexy
agree with
for
that.
you. Call me an Elf one more time. uh, but he's a very dynamic actor, I think, and I really do enjoy him. So I'll probably end up watching that movie, probably based solely because of him. Um, but I'm just not a I'm not a fan of the Cyrano Dvorak
Yeah.
story.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
and I
I
think
get
that's
it.
what
That's
throws me
fine.
off.
Okay.
Uh,
Um. All right. So, let's. Okay. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good on time.
yeah, yeah.
We are. Okay. So.
We finished with
Hold on.
John Wick. Yeah, I was, I
Yeah.
meant to put that up there. I
I
agree with
completely
that
agree with that, Adoji. It did have a lot of the one
feel to it,
feel to it,
based off of what you're
and
just how.
it wasn't like you it wasn't like he had to kill off all the other versions of himself to make himself more powerful,
Yeah,
but there was some kind of omnipotence to it, to where it was like, she was the only one that was going to stop like this bad guy from doing stuff, from kind of destroying all the universes. So it's I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the cast, really good. Oh, James Hong is in it
oh,
as Michelle Yeoh's dad.
oh, really?
So yeah, to see him actually in
In
a
a
live
live
action
action?
movie,
Yeah, I like to see that.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I really like the cast in that movie. So I'm I'm looking forward to that one. I might, if it comes out in 4K, I'll probably get it in 4K.
I'll have to take a look at that.
All right. So
I think
because you did John Wick and John Wick was going to be one of mine,
yeah,
I'm going to go with one of my alternates, with my alternate for John Wick, and that was Red.
right. Not good movie.
Um, so and
Yeah.
you did see this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Want to
Yeah,
make sure.
multiple times.
Want to make sure because I think we agreed that Raid Redemption was the only one in the group that you
Raider
hadn't
Redemption is
seen.
the only one I hadn't seen, and I fixed that problem.
Okay, so let's get into Red. And
Great storyline, off the bat.
I
I
gotta
mean,
go.
you
The
wanna read
story, I mean, right off the bat, the cast is a 10.
I
I can't even begin to say how that's not a 10. That's you've got
I
you've got the main four guys. You've got then yeah, because you got Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, John Malkovich, Carl Urban, Julian McMahon, Brian Cox, everybody else and their dog.
yeah,
It's it's a badass cast for sure.
yes.
Now, although this is a DC movie, it's based on DC comic. It's more of an action movie because these aren't. I mean, they're special, but they're not superheroic. So
No,
that's
no,
why
no.
this can be in the action movies.
Yeah.
Um, so now the acting.
So, okay, we went cast 10. I mean, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I don't think we need to debate the cast.
I mean, is there anybody who hasn't seen Red yet? I mean, that's what, 2012,
I
2013?
think it's 2012, 2010 or 2012, something like that.
So, no spoilers here.
Uh,
Acting,
2010,
2010?
2010.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think my eyesight sucks, so let's get the magnifier out. 2010.
I love it.
I'm
Acting.
gonna be 52 next month, bro. Damn it. I can't see very well. This Look at this stupid fine print. Look how small that print is. Can you? I can't read that shit. It's so bad. Sometimes I have to take a picture with my phone and zoom in with my phone.
Acting, let's see. I would give acting at least a 9 on this.
I think the acting was good. I'm at an 8 for the acting.
8 for the acting. Oh,
Yeah,
I can.
I think it's a little low for the cast,
Okay, so
but it's good for it being a
the movie.
comic book related movie. I still think the script was really good,
Yeah.
and these guys brought up a comic book script and made it into a full fledged
A
movie.
full-
So so yeah, I'm at an 8. So if we compromise, then it's a 9 for acting because we rounded up.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's 9 there.
Okay.
Um,
So now for plot. Let's
what's
get the so So, Frank is a former Black Ops CIA agent living a quiet life alone until the day a hit squad shows up to kill him. With his identity compromised, Frank reassembles his old team: Joe, Morgan Freeman; Marvin, John Malkovich; and Victoria, Helen Mirren, and sets out to prove that they still have a few tricks up their sleeves. Stand back and watch the bullets fly in this explosive action comedy that critics call a rip-roaring good time. And I agree with that. Rip roaring, good time.
based off, if we're choosing plot based off of what you read on the back,
Yeah.
hmm.
Because I'm at an 8
I'm
for
at a
that.
7 on off reading the back of the book. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
I'm at a 7. But if we round up, it would be an 8.
So it's an 8. Okay. So that's pretty good. But yeah, me, I was like, I saw this. I saw these
Yeah,
four guys,
yeah,
and I went, dude, I'm just grabbing the movie. I don't care. I don't care what it's about.
yeah. I mean,
It
I
could
would have
be
bought
about
for the cover, other than based off.
yeah. I'm looking at the cast. Just by the cast alone, I'll buy this movie every day and twice on Sunday.
I
Okay.
told you I have to agree
Oh,
with this.
Richard Dreyfuss is in here too.
Yeah, Dreyfus is in it. Anything Morgan Freeman is in, I love. I don't think he has a single movie I don't like that I have seen, which is surprising. I almost
No,
have to agree with that statement.
I agree with that too. I mean, and he did um, Bruce and Evan Almighty.
Yeah,
he was, and
yeah.
he was great in those because he was God. So it's like, and I wasn't surprised by that. I'm not surprised that Morgan Freeman is God. I still want him to narrate my life. If that ever happens, I want him
Him,
to.
him or James Earl Jones, I'd be happy
Or
with either.
I I I'm kind of leaning towards Samuel L. Jackson because I find that my life is becoming more cuss words than not
Yeah,
now.
there's a lot of MFers in my life. So,
Yeah. So I think it has something to do with my age, but every time I get up, it's like, fuck.
this motherfucker
um,
right here thought he was gonna be.
how how do you pull a calf muscle in your sleep? I just got to figure that one out. I haven't. I don't understand. Um, but anyway, so let's go to the ending. What do you think of the ending to this?
Thinking about the ending. Thinking about the ending. Thinking about the ending. Uh, eh. I I was okay. I thinking about the ending with who the other CIA agent is. God, I can't remember his name. He's been in a ton of movies. He's actually in the new show, The Good Boys,
You
or
mean the boys? Yeah, that's Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
6'1", cute hair.
yeah.
That's
Think about the ending and everything that happens in the ending. I was a little underwhelmed in the ending of the movie. I guess it was kind of more of a predictable ending.
well, yeah,
I
like
think.
yeah, I can kind of see that. I guess that was a that's an interesting thing. It was yeah the whole twist at the end, if you want to call it that, was not a twist. It
It
was
was not.
just kind of it was
It
kind of
was,
yeah. I knew this. this was this was going to happen.
Yeah,
I did like the thought. I liked the swerve that Carl Urban made as a
yeah,
CIA agent.
CIA.
I like his swerve at the end. And coming from an area where the whole movie is action packed, the ending was not.
Underwhelming. I
It
guess
wasn't. It wasn't action. It wasn't. It
it
wasn't
wasn't,
violent. It was just kind of like a little strategic play, and then boom,
and
and it's
it
over.
it didn't leave a like a finality for me either. I
Yeah.
think, and I think I give the ending a 6.
Okay. I'm at a 7 for an ending. So
Okay, well, we
so
round.
we'll. So yeah. So we'll round it to a 7. Okay. Now story. So you said you liked the storyline.
I love the storyline. I
I did.
love the
I did
aspect.
too. I liked the arc
I
of the characters.
I love the love story in it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Oh shoot. Speaking of which, God, what is her name?
yeah.
Um, the love interest. Because she did Weeds,
Oh yeah.
and I keep getting her confused with somebody else, and I know it's in here. Mary Louise Parker. That's her name.
Great Louise Parker. Yep.
So that only gets 1 point, but still, we were already at a 13, I think, for points. Um, but I liked her in the movie. I thought she was hilarious.
Yeah. And just says he felt similar.
Yeah, I displayed that, but I think you were looking up
Yeah,
while you were talking.
the sequel because then I was not expecting a sequel from this movie honestly, but
I was absolutely expecting a sequel, but I I wanted the sequel to be better,
yeah, and,
and
I think
it wasn't. The sequel was good.
sequel was good.
The sequel was good, but when the original is great and the sequel is good, you don't get a third. You don't get
Yeah,
a trilogy.
you don't get a trilogy.
Um,
The love story is why I loved it. Without that, I don't know. And I think the love story is going to bring us to our last category. I think, but yeah, I
is
would
that
give
for
it.
me? Thank you. My granddaughter
I'm
brought me a
torn
water
between,
bottle. Okay,
I'm
go take that to mama. No?
torn between
Okay.
like an 8 or a 9 on the story.
Yeah, I think I'm at a solid 8 on the story.
Solid 8 on the story. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're at a solid 8 in the story, I'll stick with. I'll go with the 8 because I'm a toss between an 8 or a 9 on the story, but I'll
Okay.
stick with the 8 on the story because I
Yeah.
think they do it well.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of small holes in the story, but it wasn't bad. Again, for a comic book
movie
written script, I think they wrote the story out really well. Okay, so now let's go to the action stuff. The
violence.
violence.
Fine.
I'm I mean
I I
there's
don't
some
think it's a 10.
great. Now I don't think it's a 10.
I
I'm
don't
at a
think
9.
I was I think we're at a 9 on the
Yeah.
violence on this movie.
I'm at a 9 for the violence, and
But
but
then
I liked the variety of violence. There's some fighting, there's guns,
there's guns,
there's grenades,
explosives.
there's the pig with the grenade launcher, and
Oh, yeah.
there's the rocket launcher, the whole gun with the rocket launcher
Yeah,
thing. That was
44
hilarious.
was great.
Kind of impossible, but it was great.
I I I
Um,
yeah, it's a solid 9. I think that's a
so
solid
I think it's a solid 9. Really, really good action. Pace of the film.
pace.
I,
I think it was a decent pace of the film. I don't feel like there was a lot of lulls with character building or anything like that. I think they stayed pretty steady. They had their climactic parts of it,
yeah,
and I think that was what was weird about the movie itself is there was more multiple climaxes inside the movie itself. Um, I feel about this movie. I would
yeah.
a solid 8 on pace. I think
I think I'm at an 8 on pace too. Again,
solid.
I like the pace. I didn't love it. There were a couple of draggy parts, but it was mostly like character developments and flashbacks and things like that to where you're
Well,
like,
yeah,
okay,
but
I
those
liked it. I wanted it, but it
I
was
feel like
just
the
yeah.
draggy parts were like the perfect spots for them to put in their humor, which is
Yeah.
what they did. So that I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah,
Okay,
solid 8 for me, solid 8 for
solid.
me.
Good. Okay, for special effects, what do you think?
I give the special effects, it's a high rating on the special effects. I'd put 10 on the special effects. I mean, they
Yep.
did a really good
I
job.
am I am totally there too, and the scene that comes to mind
Just the close-up
was
version of
when the car's spinning out and he steps out of the car and he's still shooting and he just misses the tail of the car, pop pop pop, and he reloads and he's
yeah,
still shooting, and I was like, dude, that was cool. You know that was CGI, but
that's good,
but it was really well done. They
so good.
I think they did a great job with that.
Even the close-up bullet hitting the firing pin on the freaking rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, so good. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, I could see why that part sticks out on you because, yeah,
Mm.
that was freaking amazing of
Uh,
him stepping out of the car in the midst of a freaking tailspin. Yeah, that was
yeah.
good.
And Mary Louise Parker was loaded in the
Yeah.
back of that car because got the injection,
Oh
and
yeah.
she was like, "You really are with the C."
You really are. Yeah. That was
and
amazing.
I loved it. And this kind of goes with the humor, so I'm gonna hold that off. But there was a part that I loved with that that got the humor aspect for me.
But
Okay, so
think that takes us. I mean, with what you're just talking about, takes us into the next category with stunts.
stunts, and the stunts in here are really good.
Really good. The fight scene with him and
With
Carl,
Carl Urban in the CIA where they were
CIA,
going at, that
great
was a
fight
that was a
scene.
great
Good,
fight.
good. Oh my god, great choreography that
Hmm.
they built on that. I'm. Oh, I want to give it a 10,
I
but
want to give it a 10 too, but
9.
I'm not quite there. I'm gonna go
I'm
9.
gonna go 9 on the stunts.
Yeah,
I want. That's like 10 is there, and you're
it's the
almost
10
there.
is right. I mean, I would if I could go 9.7, I think I would do it.
But
Because
on this,
it's really close. And so now we talk about humor, and this is the one
this might
aspect
be
that I think this movie
out
is
of,
hilarious.
out of all the movies that we have on our list for talking about
Hmm.
today, or and even last week. This might be the funniest movie out of all of them, I think.
Yeah.
And so with that said, I would in the humor department for this movie, I would give this a solid oh man, we can't do halves, right?
No, we can't. If we do a half, it's rounded up.
Then I would give it a solid 9 on the humor level. I mean, I
Okay.
laughed so much in this movie with the one-liners. Shit, hell, even Morgan Freeman making the nurse bend over to change the channel. I mean, this
Oh
shit's
yeah, fix the antenna for me. Yeah, that's nice. Um,
uh,
just and the God, the I think all of them they were all really
so
funny.
yeah, they're all spot on with it.
They were all spot on. I thought the chemistry
Craziness
with
of
the
John
cast,
Malkovich was perfect.
the chemistry with the cast was great. I I thought Brian Cox, who played the Russian agent,
Yes.
so underrated. He was hilarious in that
Hilarious.
movie because he was like Pepe Le Pew. He was so calm, going through doing stuff. Do do do, blow up the car. Do 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 do.
He even
And,
had his little
and
one-liners in the
his
movie.
end of his one liners. I haven't killed anybody in months.
This was so good.
So bad. And then
It's all
when he and Frank and Bruce Willis's character are sitting there drinking vodka, and they're telling each other about the times they fooled each other
oh, yeah.
while they
Hey,
were still agents, and he's
and
like,
then
oh yeah, that chick, she was mine. I had her. So it
and
was,
then
oh, whatever you got, it was worth it. But God, I love that movie, and I'm almost at a 10 for the humor
yeah, what'd I
with
say,
this
9?
movie.
I said 9,
You
right?
you said 9.
I said 9. Are you almost at a 10
I'm
or at
I'm almost at a 10. I'm 9. I'm 9.5. So
9?
we'll keep it as a 9.
Keep that as a 9.
We'll
Okay.
keep it as a 9. But yeah, as far as comedy goes in an action movie, this has got to be one of the funniest action comedies ever
Yeah,
for me.
I have to agree. I have to agree. Um, yeah, I have to agree. Oh, yeah. So what's that bring us to?
I'm at an 87.
87? 87? Yeah. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
number. I can't complain about that.
No, I can't complain about that either. I think I gave it a 9 when I originally reviewed it. I think I gave it a 9.
Okay.
But that was based on the type, not just the um,
Okay.
not
Okay,
just the
not just
genre, but the
overall.
type because it's
Okay.
comic book
Okay.
is the type. So it's an action comic book is kind of
Okay.
how I called it. So that gets a score based on the comic book and then the humor in it. So it's really close to the comic book. It was a really good
Oh,
job.
I so Doji said my head canon my head canon is that Red is Mission Impossible in the future. It works in my head. I wouldn't say in the future, but more the comedic version of
Yeah.
Mission Impossible, I
If
think.
so yeah, I think I kind of get where you're going with that, and it's kind of like this is like so because we're talking about Expendables, right? So Expendables has all these old action stars from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, this was Expendables before Expendables.
This was the Expendables, only they weren't too serious. It was
Yes.
just kind of they're not they're still really badass action dudes, but they're all retired. They're all old. They aren't doing anything. I'm like, oh, okay, you want to do this? All right, I'll go and pull up my stuff
Yeah.
and and get back into this if you really want this to happen. But it's going to be kind of bad for you. But I got to do a special call out to Ernest Borgnine, who's in that movie, who's in
Fortnite.
Red. He's the guy in the vault that gets all the files,
Oh shit, that's right. That
and
is him, huh?
he has since passed away. So rest in peace, Ernest Borgnine. But special call out to him because he's like, oh, Mr. Moses, hey, and then they're talking about Carl Urban, and that's where the 6'1" cute hair comes in. Um, but oh man, just hilarious. I'm getting closer and closer to making it a 10 for humor, but um, but
Uh,
totally good. All right,
so
so it's your
we
turn,
had
bro.
I think I'm not gonna go to the one I was thinking about going to. So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna bring in Shooter. I'm gonna bring
All
in
right,
Shooter. I just
I
freaking love
I
this movie.
think I
And
put it
guys,
back on the shelf. Hold on, let me grab it. All right,
okay.
shooter.
So Shooter, um, and
Which
we're
I recently bought the 4K of this, and it's really good. The
oh
4K
yeah.
transfer on this is nice.
So Shooter, I don't know if anybody's not seen Shooter, but I mean it's a phenomenal movie. It's just again one of those ones that if it's on when I'm scrolling through, or if it's on the TV right when I turn it on, it's something I'm probably going to sit there and finish watching.
Yep.
Which is why it's why I chose it. Uh, cast cast on this one. I would probably give this the cast on this. Let's see, you got Wahlberg, you got uh the chick that plays Megan Levy, and I can never remember her name. Um, oh my god, I forgot the head dude's name, the general. His name, uh, the general. What the
It's
hell's his
Danny
name?
Glover, dude.
Danny Glover. Thank you, Jesus. His name was just all poof in my head.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
Danny Glover.
gone. You just lost points on the cast, bro. Because
I did not lose points in the cast. old brain had a brain fart. Uh, you got the senator. I can never remember his name, but he's been fantastic in a million movies. You got the linchpin dude, basically the junkyard dog, as he put it. The dog stays outside.
Mhm.
Uh, there's a lot of people's names I don't know just because I don't fucking remember names. I'm surprised, Dave. I remember yours sometimes. So
Sometimes I'm surprised. I think you got my name wrong a couple of times, bro. But it's
uh,
um,
that's
but no,
surprised.
it's so yeah. So of course you got Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
You got Michael Pena.
Michael Pena.
He's
That's the FBI
I
agent.
yeah. I'm gonna say he's the comic relief because he's kind of like, you
Yeah,
know, he becomes the butt of the joke and
yeah.
stuff like that. You know,
Wahlberg, Glover,
and
Pena.
then
Uh,
so and then you got Danny Glover, um, for sure. And then you got Rhoda Mitra. She's the head
head
FBI dude,
guy chick,
chick,
right? Yeah, yeah.
right?
The one that's
Kate,
kind of got
Kate,
his back.
yeah, you got Kate Mara,
Mara,
who's
thank you, thank you.
she's the one that was
The
the
sister.
wife of the or the
Right?
sister of the
She
dude,
was
his
the
buddy that
sister.
got killed. Um, but yeah, it's got a really good cast. Now I'm not
I was thinking 8 on the
I'm
cast.
I'm at I'm at a 9
At a
on the
9?
cast. Yeah,
Okay.
because of who I
There's a
know
lot
by name.
of big names.
You
Eh,
know,
if
the
I
senator is Ned Beatty, and that's like,
80, God! No, that's not that Beatty, is it?
yeah, it's Ned
Is
Beatty.
it Ned Beatty? Oh, shit. Oh, Warren Beatty. I was thinking Warren Beatty, but yes,
Yeah,
Ned Beatty. Yeah.
Ned Beatty, Warren Beatty's dad.
Yep.
You
Man,
got but you got Tate Donovan, you got Luis Ferreira, you got Elias Cotillas.
yeah, I
Um,
mean,
it's got a really good cast. Most of the guys, though, I mean, I'm like, okay, Mark Wahlberg, Michael Pena, Danny Glover, I knew by name. Rona Mitra, I knew by name, but she doesn't have much of a role.
no.
Kate Mara, I knew by name. Um, but the other ones, because they don't have much of a role, they kind of only got 1 point for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I went 9 for the
Okay.
cast.
I was thinking 8, round up to 9.
So
Okay.
yeah, we rounded up to 9. Um,
I th I thought
I
that the
the
acting
a-
was good.
I thought the acting was pretty solid. I didn't really care for Michael Pena's character in the playing Nick Memphis in the movie
Okay.
because they made him out to be kind of a goober in the
Okay,
beginning.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
He got
The
better
FBI
later.
agent,
He
yeah.
as the movie went on, he got better, but I mean if he's an FBI agent, um there wasn't enough character development to me to warrant putting him like on the outskirts of town
Yeah.
and then to have him get goobered by Mark Wahlberg and be the butt of everyone's joke.
Yeah. I can see that.
Um,
Yeah, I can see that.
so I wasn't happy with his job. I
So you
like Michael Pena.
would you
So yeah,
change
I'm
the
not. Yeah,
acting down to what, an 8 or a 7?
I'm at a 7
At a
for the
7
acting.
on the acting. That's
Yeah,
kinda where I was going with it. I thought they did a really good job. There's some
I thought
parts.
that. I think there were people that did a great job with the acting, and then there were people that did an okay job with the
Job
acting.
with the acting. Yeah.
I thought Mark Wahlberg did a great job.
Yeah.
His character was great. Danny Glover was okay.
Was okay. Yeah. I
I,
that's
I
kinda was
think I think Danny Glover kind of phoned his in a little bit.
yeah.
I thought Kate Mara was great because I felt her like
The emotion of every
the emotion, her apprehension and helping him and stuff like that.
oh, yeah.
Rona Mitra was she kind of phoned it in, trying to with her fake American accent,
Yeah, yeah.
which kind of bugged me. But so yeah, I'm at a 7 for the acting.
Okay. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Plot. What is the
Let's read
back
it.
of the
Let's read
box?
it.
Let's read the back of the
Unfortunately, it would be inside the box now because I had to read the J card.
because the magnifying
Get
glass.
get the magnifying glass because it's easier for me to read it. Okay. Uh, oh yeah, Antoine Fuqua
Oh,
directed it.
shit. Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. Great direction.
Um, so Mark Wahlberg and Antoine Fuqua first teamed up for this standout action thriller. I am having trouble reading it. There it is. Respected former Marine scout and sniper Bob Lee Swagger is pressed into service to stop an assassination attempt against the president, but the unthinkable occurs. He's double crossed and framed for the attempt. And so begins a high tension race against every law enforcement agency in the country and a shadowy organization that wants him dead. Proving his innocence will be the most dangerous mission of his life. I'm
I
I'm
like
in.
it a lot. I'm in.
I'm
I'm a
I'm
9 on.
in. I'm an 8. So yeah,
You're an 8?
I'm an
Okay.
8 on the plot, so we'll round that up to a 9.
Okay. Ending.
Ending.
Love the ending of this movie.
I'm totally digging the ending.
I love the ending of this movie. It's like, "Okay, you're not gonna give me justice? I gotcha."
That's okay. We'll do this. I'll just be hiding out in the snow where
It
you
was
can't see.
a finalization of everything,
Yeah.
and he
I'm
gets the girl. I
yeah.
mean, because you know that's what happens.
You know
Uh,
that's what happens. I'm at a solid 9 for the
I'm
ending,
at a
for
solid
sure.
9 for the ending. Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna give it a 10. I was not
I
10.
wasn't gonna
A
yeah.
10 worthy ending, but it is definitely a solid 9 on the ending on that.
Yeah.
And wait a what a way to finish it. And remember how we're talking about blood, guts, gore, explosions,
Mm,
climactic ending? This was it.
yeah.
Now the story, how do you feel about that? I love how they do the story.
I liked the story. I had a couple, and my main problem was with Michael Pena's character.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't like his story arc.
You
That
didn't like how
I didn't like how he started
animalistic.
to where he finished.
Yeah,
I liked where he finished, but I'm sorry, he's an FBI agent.
he
He
could have
should
started almost there.
he could have started almost where he was, and I think it would have been fine. And I think, you know, as an FBI agent, yeah, Mark Wahlberg probably would have beat him in a fight, his character,
Yeah,
but I think Eddie Pena should have got a sandwich
yeah, I could see that.
and
I could
and
see
made
that.
it, and okay, so have that fight last a little bit longer instead of Mark Wahlberg just bitch slap him
Yeah,
and I didn't kill the president and then bolt.
yeah.
I think that should have been
But,
something different.
you know,
I don't
it,
think that fat cop should have shown up. I'm
I
the one that shot him. I understand they needed someone on the take to kind of do that, but I don't think it should have been that guy. Um, and I recognize him too from Sucker Punch, but
he is
so
from
so I had so I had a couple problems with the story, and mainly it kind of goes back to the acting where I think their story arcs didn't work right. Rona Mitra's character, I didn't like her story arc. I liked Kate Mara. Like I said, there's a couple parts that I really like the
yeah,
story, and
it
a couple
was
parts that I don't. So I'm there. So I'm at a 7 for the story.
I can agree with the 7. And honestly, kind of how you were talking about everything is kind of what brought me down to that 7. Because I agree. I looked at the movie because I love it so much, this movie, and but really breaking down the story, kind of what you were talking about there, the up and down on some of the stuff.
Yeah,
Not
it
a lot of
was
character building though inside
not a
this.
lot of character building, and I think they could have used that.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
especially with Eddie Pena's character,
I was
they
used to.
could have done some character development for him came in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're
Horrible.
like, what is this goober doing? I don't understand. Why is he in the FBI? He sucks. And then he doesn't suck. So why the heck did he? Why the
Yeah,
heck was he off in BFE?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
didn't I didn't get it. I didn't follow that. So yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go with a 7 for the story.
You know the 7 of the story. I
All right.
agree. You talked me into it.
Okay. No, I mean you go with what you want, bro. I'm
No,
just
no, it made perfect sense to me. It's because and that's kind of
yeah.
why I like
Just
back
like I
and forth.
said, the story arcs for some of the characters were great. Some of the characters not so great. Like I'm sorry if Eddie Pena is going to be one of the main guys, do a better story arc for him. I
Yeah,
don't
I
I don't
agree.
care that Rona Mitra didn't have a good story arc. I do care that Eddie Pena did because
Yeah,
he was the second to Mark Wahlberg,
yeah,
really.
yeah, exactly.
And I
Uh,
and I loved his character arc at the end, but I hated the whole first half of the movie the way he was.
yeah, yeah. So how do you feel about violence in this movie?
I this is an interesting one because the violence in here is I don't want to say subtle, but um,
I think the
pinpointed.
violence was
The
dictated
violence,
by the next category, which is pace.
yeah, the violence is. I mean, it's not like boom, and point and spray and guns firing. No, it was "Puh," and
Yeah,
somebody's dead.
yeah,
And I think the violence for me was in the anticipation
yeah,
of what the
okay,
sniper action would be,
yeah.
and I liked that. I'm not going to give it full marks for violence. I think I'm at an 8.
I actually scored it lower as a 7 on the
Okay.
violence,
Okay.
because I think the
Um,
pace dictated the violence for me on this
I
movie.
I think I'm scoring the pace separately, but the violence for what it was, because it wasn't supposed to be car crashes and
Yeah,
airplanes and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. It's
yeah,
supposed to be sniper rifle
yeah.
shooting from a distance,
Alright,
wind
okay,
wind velocity and
yeah.
muzzle flash and
Oh,
bullet
yeah, yeah.
weight and all that kind of stuff, and just
Oh, yeah.
um like
And you
the
said
like the f- like the first scene when Mark Wahlberg shoots the can of Dinty Moore stew from across the frickin' canyon
oh,
at
yeah.
his
Running together.
cabin.
Yeah,
I
for a
I
mile.
knew what to expect
Yeah, he's like, "It's a
from the
mile long."
violence of the movie.
Yeah, "It's a mile long. Let me try this out."
Let
Bam.
me try.
Yeah, we got a problem.
Thwap. Oh, yep. You know,
So you said 8 on that. I say
I'm
7. We'll round up to the 8.
yeah. There
I
were some good car chases. I'm
Yep.
kind of giving some extra points for that. That one car chase scene when the assassination first happens,
Yeah,
great.
great.
It was awesome. So yeah, I'm at an 8.
So how about pace?
The pace of the film was a little slow. It's
It is a
it's
little slower
it's
pace film.
deliberate.
Yo, yeah.
It's supposed to be
It's
kind of like that.
deliberately
It's
slow.
like slow,
On
and
purpose.
then blam, everything kicks into high gear, and then it slows down again, and then blam, everything kicks into high gear. So it's an interval
Yeah. But you
of
gotta think about what's going on. I think you have to think about what's happening in the slow parts to
yes,
kinda really dictate and really truly score pace on this.
yeah.
Whereas pace, I still gave this as a solid 7 in my case.
I'm at a 7. Yeah,
Okay. I
because
can get
I think seven is kind of my standard. If okay, I'm not losing interest in the movie. This
no,
is
and
this is what I think for the pace is like. Okay, does the pace of the film it can drag, but if you've got some other stuff going on that you're making me think,
they
or
did that a
they're
lot.
coming up with a plan.
Yeah.
Um,
Even the part where, dude takes, the sister hostage, that's still it's a slower part of the movie, but it's a huge part of the movie of what's happening to her.
it's a huge emotional
Yeah.
part of the movie, and that's Elias Koteas is the one that takes him hostage. He did Casey Jones in the
Casey
original
Jones. Yeah.
TMNT.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I get your point, Edoji. I really do. But lately, I mean, aside from Ant Man, where he is
Yeah.
absolutely the comic relief in
Hilarious.
Ant Man, and he's hilarious. But
Hilarious.
he's a goofball all the way through. This is
Yes.
my point. If you're going to start him as a goofball, keep him as a
Keep him as
goofball.
goofball.
Yeah,
But he
but if
started
you
football, and all
he
of a sudden he's
and all of a sudden he's Barney Badass at the end.
it's like,
So either
did we
I
skip the training part where
did
where
if
Paul
there's like do some Rocky music and have Mark Wahlberg train him. I don't know,
Yeah.
but give me something. Give me a little bit that okay, he's really not that bad of a guy. Even if he was like, oh, you're in trouble, so I'm putting you in BFE. And yeah, I think it's right up your alley then, Adoji. I
Yeah,
think it really
if
is
you're looking for something a
because
little slow pace
it's a
action packed movie,
it's definitely a slower burn
definitely a good
than
one.
some of the other ones that we have on here.
So with special effects, how would you rate that? I love the special
I'm yeah,
oh,
I'm
yeah.
totally in. I love the special effects on it.
Well controlled
Uh,
gun, the firing blast, little bit of fight scenes were choreographed pretty good, except for the one with Pena. I think that one could have been better.
yeah,
Um, I think I give this a solid 8 on the special effects.
yep, I'm at an 8 too.
Okay. Now stunts are a little bit different in this movie. I
Okay,
think.
So yeah, the stunts. So you got the car chase. I think that was a solid stunt work.
Solid stunt work.
When and in the beginning, I think most of the stunts kind of happen in the beginning when he get Mark Wahlberg gets shot by the fat cop and he falls
Yeah,
out the window.
car
And then
chase.
the whole thing with Pena,
Then
and then the
then
car
you have
chase.
cabin. You got the cabin part with the stunts
Yeah,
there and the special effects. Um,
yeah.
I mean, shit. Maybe I should have gave story mode a higher. I should have gave it an 8. I love the part where he's talking to the old school fucking Marine Corps sniper. That fucking special makes me look.
I love it when he shakes Eddie Pena's hand. He look no, and
No,
then and then he shakes Swagger's hand. He's like, "All right, I'll
all
talk
right.
to you." Well, and that kind of give me a little humor too.
Yeah, yeah, oh
You
yeah.
know, so I enjoyed that aspect.
I guess stunts. There's not a lot of big stunts in this
Not a
movie.
lot of big stunts, but the stunts
So
were done well. So
stunts were really good, which
I'm
is why my
definitely
scores are low. But
yeah yeah I'm definitely seven.
the lack of
Yeah,
stunts is what puts me at a 7.
yeah.
That's kinda I
I'm
think that's where I'm at. They were
yeah
done super good, but the lack of stunts, I think, puts me at a 7.
yeah. And if you do you want to put the story up to an 8?
I think I wanna put the story up to date. I think there's parts of the story
Sure.
I really like. I don't think it's let's go
I'm
8 on the
I'm
story.
totally down. Nothing, like I said, nothing is set in stone, bro. We can do. Okay, so
So, real
so
so
s-
this is
the
real
realism. See, this is where I'm like
I
I'm at a 10.
I'm at a 10 for,
I'm at a 10 for the realism, and I do not know how to shoot a gun.
no,
I am absolutely I am afraid of guns. I don't like touching them.
and
But the way he talks about
I
how
have
to
Marine Corps sniper friends, and
mhm.
there's 2 movies they always tell me to watch about about Sniper, and for some reason, it's not the movie Sniper, the 15 of them that they've come out with.
Oh, the
Um,
whole Tom Berenger. Oh, yeah.
it's Shooter, and it's, the newer one, about, the life story of the Marine Corps sniper who got killed.
Oh, American Sniper.
American
The
Sniper. They
the
said
one
those are
about
the 2 if you wanna see, like, what real snipers kinda really do and how they think and think it's these 2 movies they always talk about. And so that just whoa, realism for me. The
yeah.
car chase, getting slammed around and a car being able to take a little bit of a beating, still keep going, changing cars, all that good stuff. The fact that, being shot and being able to address your
The way
wounds.
he dressed his wounds.
Oh,
The but what got me was when he talked about how to make this shot to Danny Glover.
dude, and I just,
And he talked about, and he was like, he's sitting there and he's got the binoculars, like, okay, this is where you shoot, this is where it's going to happen,
yeah,
and this is the perfect opportunity to make that shot, and then the shot.
velocity,
Yeah, I am totally in on the
car,
realism with this.
you have to take in the rotation of the earth. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm at a 10 on the realism for this
yeah,
movie.
no, I totally agree.
Yeah. So how do what's that bring us to? Yeah, wow, that's the only 10 we gave this one too.
Yeah, but we gave him some solid nines.
Oh yeah.
So 16, 25, 50, 65, 72, 82.
82. Yep. And I think that's a good score for it.
I think that's a solid score.
I think that's a good score for it. An 82. Wow. Okay. Sorry, just looking at my list here of what we're talking about tonight. All right, we're on your side now, bud.
Yep. All right. So I am. And what kind of time we got? Do you want to do one more?
Let's do at least one more. Let's do at least one more. Holy crap, we're
Okay.
gonna do 3 episodes on this.
We're gonna have to do 3 episodes. And this, I was kind of wondering about this. Maybe we can only do maybe 3 or 4 at a time. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. But anyway, so the next movie I want to do is Italian Job. And since we're doing Mark Wahlberg, I decided to do Mark Wahlberg.
That's why I didn't choose that other one because we just got done talking about so Italian
See,
Job.
I thought you were gonna go Die Hard.
I thought about doing it,
I
but I was
thought you were
like,
gonna go
no,
with Die Hard, and then I was gonna go with probably True Lies,
True Lies.
but um, But anyway, so let's do Italian Job really quick because um, Pound. This is my favorite action movie of all time.
Really?
Yes,
Well, cast is a 10. I mean, you can't.
absolutely. If I could give the cast a 15 for this, I would.
Yeah, the cast
Um,
is a 10. This is like red type of casting. Uh, what's the other one that you talked about when we talked about red? Uh, the Mistakable. What are the fuck are they called?
Expendables, the Mistakable, the Crustables. Oh, that's a sandwich.
So much. I think yeah, casting you have to go 10. And it's interesting. This is like your favorite action
This
movie.
this is my favorite action movie because and this is what I call a heist movie.
This is
So
definitely a heist movie.
so
My
when we start talking about the heist movie, that subtype,
yeah,
this is I'm gonna talk about this one again. So this
we're
is
all
gonna happen.
yeah. Okay, I get you.
Okay, you're picking up what I put down.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Oh, I got you
Okay,
saying
you got me saying it.
So Cass is a definitely a 10. I agree. If I could give it a 15, I would. I mean, the cast
Oh
is phenomenal. Yeah,
yeah,
Charlize Theron, Mark Wahlberg, Ed Norton
Ed
Jr.,
Norton,
uh,
Mos Def,
Steph, fucking
Jason Statham, Seth
Statham,
Green,
Seth Green. I mean,
freaking.
Jesus, that's just them, you know. And
It's
then
just them. It's just Donald Sutherland in the beginning of the movie, dude.
yeah, you got old man Sutherland. I mean, shit. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But oh man, I am
Okay, so
totally.
let's go into acting. So we are. I mean, we're just gonna skip past
We're
cast.
just
That's a no brainer.
yeah. Cast yeah, cast is a no brainer.
Acting, I'm gonna
Um,
go with a 10. I
I'm
think these guys were nailed it
I
spot
am
on.
spot
There
on.
wasn't a missed
The
point.
characters. Um,
The flow was super good with both of them.
oh,
Dude,
and
I would have so
I
watched
got to bring this up. The
the
Mistakable need
Mistakable. This will be
yes, the Mistakable needs to be a shirt,
that's what we
and
need
you
for our show
and,
here.
and you know what? It has to be us.
It has to be us.
On it has to be us on the shirt. Just the Mistakable. That's the new name for our podcast. We're the Mistakable.
Mistakable. No longer the 4K Lowdown. We
Yeah.
are the Mistakable. Seth Green's Jason Statham on a flick. Who'd have thought
Who'd have
those
thought those two would
ever
ever work together?
yes, yeah, right? It's
Right? It just and
good.
Charlize Theron with
Napster.
these guys. What the hell?
Charlize
And
Theron.
the real Napster is in the movie. He's got a cameo in the movie.
Yes.
Um
Acting, I
and
gotta give it a 10. I gotta give acting a 10 on
yeah,
this.
I was at a 9 on the acting, but I am totally down for a 10 because
I'm
I think they played their roles perfectly.
yeah, dude, they're spot on.
They were spot on with what left ear with the way that they were, and
So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm totally in on that. All right, so plot. Let's read the plot.
plot. Let's hear the
Oh
plot.
shit, I don't have a plot.
If I'm reading it on Netflix, am I clicking it to watch it?
Yeah.
I've
So
got a
I don't have a J card in there, but I've got the other movie. I don't know if I want to do that. It's right over there. I grab it real quick.
oh, I can just pull it up and listen right here on my phone. And just to throw this out here for everybody that's listening, this is a remake. This is not an original movie. I oh, you didn't hear this. This is an actual remake of an old school movie. A lot of
Yes,
people
of a
might
Michael Caine
know that.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of people might not know that.
yeah.
Can't spell Italian for my life.
Italian Job.
Okay, after a heist in Venice, Steve, Edward Norton, turns on his partners in crime, killing safecracker John Bridger, Mr. Donald Sutherland, and keeping all the gold for himself. The rest of the team, including leader Charlie Croker, Mark Wahlberg, driver Handsome Rob, Jason Statham, explosives man Left Ear, Mos Def, and tech geek Lyle, Seth Green, vows revenge. They enlist the help of Bridger's daughter, Stella, Charlize Theron, and plot to recover the gold from Steve's Los Angeles mansion.
Okay.
That, again, this is a movie that, based off reading the back of the cover,
Mhm.
I might not get. I I might not click it on Netflix to watch. I might put it in my watch list to save it for later.
But but again,
But you look at the
you
cover,
see these guys and you're like,
you're like,
dude, everybody and their dog is in this movie.
yeah, I'm watching the movie. So because of that, I hit the plot line a little different. I think the plot line for me is a 7.
Okay, I'm at
Yeah.
an 8
You're at an
for
8?
the
Okay.
plot
All right, then we would go an 8 on the roundup.
because I love heist movies. So
I
when I see like 35 million in gold and
I
revenge thing and dude
this is a
and
this is a
and
good
plus I saw
example.
the original movie with
Yeah,
Michael Caine,
I've seen the
so
original.
I'm in. And
I think
I know
this is
Adoji
bad
talked
writing.
about it being a trilogy, and I was so in for that because they had actually started filming a sequel to this
I
called The
soda watched
Brazilian Job.
soda watched it, and
I
sorry,
I
it's
would have
about
saw it opening night. I never go see a movie on opening night anymore. I'm too old for that
soda
shit.
job. About
I
a
would
woman who gets a bikini wax.
yeah. I don't care what they do. They could give they could give Mark Wahlberg a Brazilian in that movie and
I watched it.
I would have watched it. And Handsome Rob, I would have watched him
I
getting a
think
Brazilian.
I think based on I think it's more bad writing for the plot line on the back
Yeah,
of the box than it
like
is because like if you watch this movie and you read the back of the box like oh they did a horrible job
they did a
of
horrible job
saying
writing
what this
writing
movie
on the back of the box. I could
and,
totally write that better.
yeah
Yeah.
and
So yeah, I think the because of the back of the box, because of the way it was written, that score suffers.
yes
Um, all right. So what do you think of the ending
ending I
with
like the ending I like
the
the ending
I like the
I
ending
like
with
the
the
ending
Mini Cooper and the Russians
Russians
and the
him
dude
thinking yeah
and wrench and all that. I'm the whole
like
the last fuck you at the end.
yes it's the
So good.
at
The
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 end
big yeah, we're already on the train, dude. We already made the deal. You're out.
yeah
We're gonna you're gonna go see some of the equipment I have.
I don't I I don't think I could give it a 10
I'm not at a 10. I'm at a 9
I give it a
for the
9 on
ending.
the ending.
Yeah.
I give it a 9 on the ending.
Okay. Now
S-
story.
This might be one of the better
This
stories out
this
there.
might be what. Yeah. I
The
think
character
I'm
building,
at a 10 for the story,
the character building
and
is so good in this.
the character building's good. The flashback scenes of how they all got
Flashback scene.
started.
Just I mean, just look at Seth Green in the fucking college dorm. I mean, all that. I mean, it's one a mini for years. Yeah, I think the explosion of mini car sales blew up because of this job. Honestly,
Oh, because of this movie, absolutely.
yeah,
And
but
but yeah, I'm at a 10 for the story
I'm
because of the character development, and
it's
it didn't interfere with the pace of the film.
no, it
It
in line with
it actually enhanced it. It
yeah,
made it go faster for me because I was like, "Oh, dude, I know how Left Ear got his name, and
yeah.
I know Hanson Rom." And it's just I was so down watching this movie, and like you said, this is one movie where if I see it on TV, I will watch that movie all the
Every
way
single
through
time, every
every
single
single time. I will not, like I said, it's my favorite action movie of all time. And it is my favorite because it's not just balls out action.
no.
There's all kinds of stuff in it.
Yeah, they even got a little love story going on in there. I'm
There's a
just
little
saying.
romance.
Yeah,
There's a little, there's a lot of
revenge,
humor.
a lot of revenge.
There's
There's
there's a lot of revenge. There's some hardship. There's some triumph. There's some you know there's some really great thought put into this movie. So yeah, I don't know if you're at a 10, but I'm definitely at a
I'm at
10.
a 10 on the story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Doji says flashbacks done right made me want to see more of the flashbacks. I
Yeah,
agree.
I
I think
agree. I would love to get like an origin story for Handsome Rob.
oh dude, that would have been awesome.
That'd be kind of a fun thing. Um,
So
okay,
this next category. I think they lose points here.
they lose points on violence
They
because
lose
it's not a
It's not a
violent
violent
movie.
movie. It's not a
There's some
violent
gunfights. There's a lot of good car
good
chases.
car chases.
But
That's
I
gonna
think
come up
where it loses in violence is going to make up in
it's
stunts.
nuts. Yeah, so I was
Um,
giving this on a violence a 6,
I'm
honestly.
at a 7. for
Okay.
violence for
Okay.
sure.
Wow, you went high on the violence.
I
Okay.
went a little. I went a little bit higher, and I'm thinking more of
I think the most
um,
violent thing was Charlize Theron punching Ed.
punching him in the face.
I mean,
Yeah, which Mark Wahlberg did too. And I'm counting the when
he
in the
shoots
beginning when they kill Donald
stop.
Sutherland and they shoot the van, it goes into the water,
Yeah.
and they're shooting into the water, and they're all like with the mask, they're trying to survive and trying to get out, and
Yeah, think about the violence. Okay, so you got that part. You got the
yeah,
part where, of course, we talked about the punching. You got the part where he kills the pawn shop owner, which is
yeah,
what really gets the Russians into it.
yeah,
Um,
where he kills Yevon,
yep. So really,
and
those are the main violent parts. And so for me, it was hard to really give this a violence
so the
portion.
whole explosion on the street, armored car dropping, gas bomb, gas
I
shooting into the thing. You don't consider that violent?
I mean, is it violent? Yes, in nature, yes. But I more score that into the special effects and
I'm
stunts than the
I'm kind of
violent
I
portion.
yeah I'm understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I love that you're saying that. And that's why I gave it a 6. I can understand a 7, but that's why I gave it a 6.
Yeah,
But I'll throw a
I'm
7 on here.
I'm still a 7. So
Yeah, I'll throw the
7.
7 on here because we round up. Uh,
So
pace.
pace of the film.
10 on the pace.
I'm
I don't.
that's interesting. I'm at a 9.
You're at a 9
I'm at a 9 on the pace, and I'm thinking because I'm comparing it to the Raid Redemption. The Raid Redemption is a 10.
or Flashpoint.
Or
Uh,
well, Flashpoint we gave an 8.
an 8. Oh, that's right. But okay. Oh,
So
yeah. Why we
I
even
think
an 8? That's weird. Uh,
so. Yeah, I'm
no,
at a 9, maybe even an 8 for pace
if I was to
because it.
score it based off those 2 movies alone, just Flashpoint and John Wick, I
Yeah,
don't think it has a higher pace than either one of those 2.
no, I agree with that.
So I think maybe I would score that further down. Maybe I'm just super excited about the Italian Job, the movie itself,
Yeah,
and
I
trying to
love the
score
Italian Job, and yeah, the character development. I mean, but it does tend to slow the pace of the
yeah,
movie down.
okay. Alright.
But I kept my interest all the way through. So yeah,
Okay,
let's go 8.
let's go
I,
8. Let's go 8 with that. I think that's a justified score on there. Now
mhm,
special effects. Now these are the 2 things I was talking about with the violence that why I scored violence low. I think
mhm.
special effects in the next category is stunts.
I'm
What
totally in on the stunts. Special
special
effects. I
were
th-
great.
I think the special effects in here were great
Were
with the computer stuff that
you have the safe
Napster did, with the
uh,
safe cracking,
cars.
with the armored cars and and the traffic cameras and the bomb,
Yeah,
the series of bombs out in front of Man's Chinese Theater, and
yeah,
the truck falling down, and then the thing.
it's a great special effects movie. I give it a 9 on
I'm
special effects. I'm
I'm
not
at a
a
9.
10. There's plenty of better movies with special effects.
Yeah,
A 9,
I'm at a 9.
I think a
Yeah.
9 is a good score for that. I don't think it outdoes or is equal
It
to Red
it does not do outdo Red or John Wick,
or John
but
Wick. A
but
9
it
is
is right up there because of the variety. You get more than just gun stunts. You got all kinds of different
yeah.
stunts.
Which leads to
So,
the next score. You go on to
which comes
stunts.
yeah.
I
So,
think stunts
I,
is a
I'm
huge one on this.
I'm yeah, I'm at a huge 10
I'm at a
on the
huge 10
stunts.
on this. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd give this an 11 if I could on the stunts, but
I mean, and it's not because of fight scenes, it's because of everything else.
it's
The
because
car
it's
chases,
the car chases, the helicopter under the
helicopter.
overpass.
Yeah,
That was badass. That's
badass,
hard to do.
badass.
And that was not CGI. They did that. That was a
They
real
did. Yeah,
stunt.
yeah, that
And
was a
that's what I think. That's what I liked about the movie is there's no CGI in that movie.
yeah.
It's
And it would. I almost want to take your humor out of this and throw realism into it. I just looked up the Raid Redemption. I'm about to watch it. Didn't RoboCop Stallone have a similar plot?
um
You mean
I'm gonna say no because it's more like Dread. I
yeah?
I think it has a similar plot to Dread and the one with Carl Urban, not the one with Stallone.
And yeah,
And RoboCop was Peter Weller.
Peter Weller not.
Stallone was Judge Dredd.
It's just right.
So, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, and the plot is almost exactly like Dread with Carl
Carl
Urban,
Urban.
but
Yep.
take the action and
And times
multiply it
it
by
by 100.
4, and yeah,
100, man, 100. What are you talking about? I just watched that movie. I'm like, oh my god.
right, like I tell you, it's balls out from the beginning,
Oh yeah.
constant. You never get a break
So
in the movie.
here. Okay, I'm gonna write realism underneath humor here because
Okay,
I think I think this movie kind of deserves both scores, honestly.
okay,
Um,
because I mean I'm
so
this is
humor is there's a good humor in this movie. Don't get
I
me wrong.
I
I
I
give
love the humor in this movie,
I give this
and
probably I
I'm
can't score it as high as Red. I can't give it
maybe not. I'm probably an 8.
I'd give it an 8 in humor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good funny moments. I mean, shit, it's Jason Statham and Seth Green humor. Mos Def. I mean, especially Mos Def and fucking Seth Green and Handsome Rob. I mean, oh my
Okay,
god,
and
super.
I gotta say this in in the Blu-ray, there is an Easter egg in the menu, and there's a scene with Seth Green and Jason Statham when they're talking about getting the work shirt in a service truck, and then Handsome Rob goes and gets the girl.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Right? Seth Green ad libs that whole thing.
oh god. Yeah, I mean,
So there's an Easter egg in the Blu-ray where he's doing different things.
I say 8 though. Still,
So I'm still at an 8, but the ad libbing that Seth Green does in the movie is fucking phenomenal.
yeah.
Just hilarious. He is
So
so good.
I would actually give the realism of this movie based off the stunts that they did. I would actually give the realism an actual 9.
Yeah, I'm kind of down for that.
So I think I would
Not
score
quite
the
as good as Shooter, but really close.
really close, really close. So I mean, it's with the stunts that they did. Like I said, the like you're talking about the helicopter going underneath the bridge. Real life that happened. Like they did that in the movie. Like multiple shoots for it in the movie. Like this dude just like, all right, I fly a helicopter underneath the bridge for you. I mean, how the explosions and they take the freaking the armor truck down. I mean, it's 10, 30, 40, 58,
I'm at 89.
89.
I'm at 89,
89.
90 if we do it with realism.
Yeah. 80. This is your movie, so we're going with humor, but I think we need to talk about the realism aspect. That's the only
Yeah,
reason I put
no,
that in. So
I'm
89,
totally down for.
I agree. Holy shit, 729.
Yep, just in time. So
Oh, all right, guys. Well, we have gotten through 8. No, 8? 8. No,
6.
6. 6 of our top 10
We've
lists.
got 4 more to do.
4 more to do, which will be episode 3.
Episode 3. We're gonna keep going.
We're gonna keep going, guys. We're gonna
Yeah,
keep but we do have to get off.
yeah. We got another show to do.
We got another show to go, so if you
Yeah,
want to kick over to that one, you can if you want to.
yeah. If you want to join us on the other one, you're welcome to. But we won't be talking about movies so much.
No.
All
Uh,
right.
Dave,
But
final I mean, it's
no.
oh, man.
Thanks you guys for tuning in. Great show. I'm looking forward. Yeah, next week where we're actually finish this, and then we'll actually number it,
Yeah,
and then we'll move on to animated movies.
animated movies.
Talk
Yeah.
about cartoons and see what our favorite animated movies are.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be
But
fun.
and talk about some more new releases and what we watched. Had that other segment I wanted to do, but we're not going to do it. Um,
Oh, our other show. Well, that's me and Dave doing Spirit to Spirits, all about paranormal and all that good stuff that it has to do with that. But yeah, that's YouTube too.
YouTube too. I'll
Well, Dave, you want to finish the show? Yeah, follow us on the YouTube channel.
yep. That's the Spirits of Spirits YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Um, okay, yeah, I think we're done. Until then, take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys, have a good one.